Welcome back, everybody. This is Kevin with Survivalistboards.com, and today we are looking at some miscellaneous gear that I've picked up over the past few days, couple of weeks or so. This was one of my Father's Day presents. This is it takes an old liquid fuel stove and then turns it into a propane stove. Hopefully I'll be talking about this more in depth later on. This is what they may call a noodle. It's just a small plastic jug. A lot of people use like 1-gallon bleach bottles. They sell these at the local China Mart. It comes with a line, hook, and sinker inside of it. It's got a handle on it. Let's see here, hang on just a second. The outside there, it's hollow, and see the hook down in there. What you do is you tie a line right there, over here, and throw it in the water. It's got a convenient grab handle. Throw these out like jug lines, and I made another video about noodles or jug lines, but this is something I wanted to play around with. I've got 4 of these. I'm gonna play around with them for a little bit. And these big and bait holders are like for catfish. What you do is you take some cheese and put it inside this mesh and throw it out. Let it sit for a little while. Catfish comes up, grabs it, and then the catfish has got a hook in its mouth. Now, let's say that you've got some old MREs that has got the cheese inside of it. You can take that cheese and use it for bait, catfish bait, instead of throwing the cheese out whenever it expires. This allows for, like, let's say you've got bug out location with a nearby creek and you've got some MREs up there that are expired. Instead of throwing them out, then you could use some of the ingredients in the MREs for catfish bait. Here we have some trot line for trot line string. One thing about this string is not only is it good for trot lines, jug lines, making cordage, you could take and braid it into a really strong cord, is that in some type of long-term crap hit the fan situation like the Black Plague or some type of new disease comes around, that you could use this for barter items. This is 580 feet, rated at 325 pounds. You don't have to trade the whole spool of it for an item. You can say, well, I'll give you 100 feet of this line for, say, 50 cucumber seeds or 50 squash seeds, some corn seed, a spool of this wire for, say, a pound of corn seed. There's all kind of stuff that you can do with this line besides just trot line strings. It's good to keep in your truck for tying stuff down, braiding, making it a stronger cord. Jug lines, trot lines, tying stuff down in your boat, just all kind of good stuff that you can use this for. And what we have here are some number 3 swivels, but I messed up. What this is a barrel swivel with safety snap. All right. What this is a barrel swivel with a interlocking snap. And what the difference is? Oh, crap. Let me open these up and I'll show you. Alright, I don't know how good you're going to be able to see this. This is the safety snap. This is the interlocking snap. The difference is this little loop out here on the side, that if you put a lot of pressure on this, enough pressure, this will come open and the fish or the line may be able to come off if you apply enough pressure to it. This one has got this little loop on it where it could take more pressure being pulled against it, and it's less likely to open up. That's the difference between a safety snap and an interlocking snap. And if you're anticipating putting some pressure on these, you want the interlocking snap so that the pieces snap together. And it's got that little piece of metal right there to help retain the fish or whatever else is on the end of the line. Okay, we have here some swivel weights. I don't know if y'all remember me talking about the top of my 5-gallon bucket that my grandkids got me for Father's Day, but the barrel weights are going in here for my catfishing supplies. And it's just a little assortment pack. Take them out, put them into my 5-gallon bucket for catfishing. Here we have a little lure for crappie. They advertising it as a crappie or white perch type of lure. And I just wanted an assortment, so I just picked that up to throw in my tackle box. And here we have an assortment of artificial worms. And I'll put these inside of a Texas rig. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's a weedless rig for casting up around obstructions in the water, around lily pads, stuff like that. And these are just some of the baby brush hog, pumpkin, plum. My brother likes the plum, the color. Look like lizards with tails. So as they're swimming through the water, they've got this swirly tail on them. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So as they're swimming through the water, all this movement and glittering help gets the attention of the fish. And last but not least, we have here 20 pounds of rice that we're going to be stored in Mylar bags. I'm hoping to do a video about that pretty soon. But the main subject that I wanted to talk about was the fishing supplies. So if you live up around an area where there's lakes or creeks, streams, ponds, wherever fish may be, and you've got a bug out location or a remote camp, it may be a good idea to get a couple of spools of this catfish line and just leave up there. Get you some hooks, some weights, like this bait holder, and let's say you've got some expired Spam. Well, you got some hooks, you got some trot line, you got some expired Spam. You've got everything that you need to go catfishing with. You've got some expired cheese, or you got cheese with mold on it, stuff like that. Well, put them inside these little bait holders and throw them out there and see what you catch. So it's being able to utilize available resources. Alright guys, I'm going to get all this stuff put up inside my tackle box, and I'll talk to y'all later.